Welcome back to another reaction video, guys. We had some technical trouble, but we're about to get into it, so I'm going to get started, okay? So, this is me reacting to 5G Switch rumors. You don't want to miss this, man, because this ought to be freaking hilarious, guys. This rumor's already been disproven, by the way, so it makes it extra tasty hilarious. So we're gonna go ahead and play this. This is not me ripping on Zach, by the way. I'm gonna be playing other people's videos too. This is me more ripping on the 5G rumor itself. It's absolutely ridiculous.
I think we gotta find out if you agree, because this is a Nintendo Switch Lite, and it came out in 2019. A little Switch that had nice ergonomics and a smaller screen and portable only play. And
Welcome
as a +1 Switch, right? Like the one you have extra in your house, the one you give your kids, the one you have just for travel. I used this thing a lot when it first came out, but now I don't use it ever. Since the OLED, I don't use it ever.
How's the sound?
OLED. I love the brightness. I love the screen size. And since I started playing with the fixture, there's no better way to play, because now I can Pro Controller it with my Switch. And
right.
I don't care about the ergonomics of a Joy-Con because I don't use the Joy-Con. So the Switch Lite has kind of become, it's shelf fodder. It sits there. So when I saw this rumor, I was like, oh my gosh, we got to talk about this, because there's been all these signs pointing to another new Switch, right? First off,
good.
Nintendo, they've been amassing raw materials, right? They spent a lot on raw materials. We saw that on their financials.
Okay.
Like, why do they have so many raw materials? And then there was rumblings about the Switch.
So
even after we got the Splatoon 3 OLED announcement.
I don't know. Why does a company that sells hundreds of millions of units need raw materials? This is the stupidest crap I've ever seen.
People that predicted that said, oh, there's another Switch coming. So please let me know in the comments down below what you think, and if you would be happy, bummed, or just not bothered by a new Switch Lite, because that's what we're talking about today. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from Switch Force. I don't want a new Switch Lite, except that this Switch Lite supposedly adds an interesting feature. It's one that feels like it's from about 15 years ago, but maybe it has value now. I don't know. You tell me.
Lord.
So this rumor is coming from Reddit and from 4chan, and apparently a former Nintendo employee is leaking a tip on next Nintendo Switch hardware, which is a refresh for the Switch Lite. He says it's coming out in 2023, and that it's going to be named the Switch Lite 5G. yes, it supports 5G. Now, this is something that takes me back to like the PlayStation Vita days. You don't see it that often, and I don't know.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Why would they even? Why would you post this video? I don't understand people.
So we're talking Fall Guys, Mario Kart Booster Pass, Splatoon 3, all that. Wherever, forever, you don't need Wi-Fi. Would that be a factor for you? Now, me personally, like, I always seem to have access to Wi-Fi. And if worse came to worse, well, I just wait till I got home. There's nothing that I need to play, like when I'm in the car. But worse came to worse, I would probably I'd piggyback off my phone, right? I would use it as a hotspot. 5G invites a plan, right? That means you have to pay for cellular service, and that's really the big thing here. Now, this rumor says that this Switch Lite planned for a spring 2023 release would be $249. Now, the Switch Lite, as we have it, is $200, and that's really the biggest benefit of this system, that it is a lower price. It's the budget Switch, right? And the Switch OLED is like $150 more, so it's a notable difference. This would be $250, and then I guess you'd have to get a data plan. Now, the rumor says that it would be bundled in with Nintendo Switch Online memberships, and that they're using like AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon.
I mean, do you hear how ridiculous this sounds? I mean,
they would create a new tier of like Switch Online memberships.
When he was making this video, he had to realize this video was fake, right? I mean, he did put rumor. This isn't clickbait, actually, but
and that's where things start getting dicey, because now your cheap Switch goes from $200 to $250 plus a plan.
But why would you even cover this? Like, I don't know.
The bigger Switch. Well, they claim that this is going to have a
cellular data yet
bigger screen size over the Lite, so it won't be OLED size, obviously. It won't even.
This is the stupidest rumor. Like, why would you even pick this up?
Than what we have. I
This
think the Lite
this
is a
doesn't
nice
it doesn't
system.
well it just doesn't
Again,
make
I
any
don't
sense.
ever use the
That's what
Lite.
I'll
For
say.
me personally,
Like this
if
rumor
this
to
comes
me
to
makes
pass,
zero sense that it would
5G
be real.
multiplayer
Like
wherever I want to be
I
is
personally
not
wouldn't
going to
cover
be
this rumor for
a
that reason, but
it's not
that's
going
just
to
me,
ruffle
you
my
know.
feathers. It's not going to shake up my system. It's not going to move my mountain. I'm going to use the OLED and I'm going to use
It's
the
not going to
fixture.
move your mountain.
And then if there ever is a Switch Pro, that's what I'll get. But that's sort of the second half of this puzzle.
I can't believe
is,
1,000
what
people
if there's
liked
never
this
a Switch
video.
Pro and there's just another Lite revision? What if that's Nintendo's next thing? And that to me would be a really huge misstep. It would be a catastrophic failure on Nintendo to understand the market. We've talked recently
To
about
play
all these games that
MKD
come to Switch
online where I can't get to
when
internet. Yeah, maybe
Sun's
then.
Dying Light 2, Outer Wilds, the development's hard for some reason. Whatever that reason is, it's not as easy as it needs to be.
Right.
And a Switch Lite with 5G doesn't fix that at all. It doesn't help that at all. A Switch Pro does benefit that. A Switch Pro does move us more towards a future where these games aren't just stuck in limbo. And if you're going to make a new system, I think it's got to do one or two things. One, it's got to advance your brand, and a Switch Pro would advance the brand. Or two, it's got to be a very interesting option
He said
for
Switch
buyers
Pro again.
who don't
I'm so triggered
want
by
to
him
spend
saying
what
Switch
your
Pro. I'm not
main
gonna lie.
costs. Now,
I want to
Switch Lite is
rage
super
because he is saying
Does
Switch
it
Pro.
forward
I
the
hate
brand?
the Switch
No.
Pro
You
stuff.
play the same games. In fact, you can't play all the games because some require Joy-Con, and these don't come off. But a 250 Switch Lite with a plan seems to fit in that murky, in-between middle area where it's not great for nobody. Like, who is going to pick that? You could get the $200 Switch Lite for your kid, or if you want just like another system, so like, hey, me and my cousin can play, you know, I don't know, cooperative, Splatoon, or we want to race together locally, we want to play Fall Guys, that's fun. You can't dock it, but you can 5G it, but it's $50 more. Like, this just feels like it is a mess. And that doesn't mean it's not real, because Nintendo
This
has
channel is a
released
mess.
strange
I'll be
iterations.
completely
I
honest.
don't see them, well, I don't see smartly a reason for them to want to squeeze a system in between. Ideally, they drop the Switch to like 250, the OLED hits 300, and then a new
Here comes
system in
speculation.
and takes
OLED hits
300,
300, the Switch Lite will hit 250, the
I don't
5G
think
Switch
Nintendo
will take
needs
off on an
to shove a
airplane.
250
Guys,
price
you heard it
point
here
in there.
first. Oh, but it's all
Maybe they
just
drop the
speculation,
Switch
so it might not
OG
even
down to
happen.
279. That's still, unless you're going to erase the Switch Lite, 'cause you're like, oh, it's too cheap, so we want something more pricey. I feel like this would be a humongous mistake. And while it does sound kind of tantalizing to be able to play Splatoon 3 multiplayer no matter where I am, think about how many places you go where there's not Wi-Fi. Think about
Nowhere.
the Starbucks, the doctor's office, the
Well, and
grocery
nowhere because I
store,
have my
the
cell phone, and my
Disneyland.
cell
I don't
phone
know,
is a
wherever you're
hotspot,
going,
so
how
I
many
don't
of those
care.
places don't
Like, it
have
just that's the thing. Like,
Wi-Fi?
why would it matter?
And paying for a 5G plan, even if it's
I mean, to me,
incorporated
this isn't
into
even
your Wi-Fi,
newsworthy
seems odd.
as a rumor.
It's
Like, who
incorporated
cares? Like,
into
even if
your
this rumor
Verizon
was
phone
true,
plan.
would you care?
Like, do you really want
I mean,
to do that?
if this
And
rumor is true, are you
better
like,
yet,
oh, okay,
I
yay,
think
I'm
this
so excited
system
that there's a
does not
5G
provide a reason to get
Switch
extra.
Lite?
Like, the Switch Lite, when it came out, I wanted an extra because I was like, okay, form factor wise, it feels a little better. The buttons are a little nicer. All right, the
Right.
screen resolution feels better because it's smaller.
Right.
I like this system. It was my plane system. It was my car system. It was my on-the-go in a hotel back when I travel a lot system. And now it's kind of purposeless. But really, Switch Lite 5G, like, I don't buy that. Why do I need that? I have a smaller one.
Why did you make this
This one's supposed to be a
video
little
then?
bit
To
bigger
be
than
honest,
it
man,
is.
like,
And I just don't.
if
I
you're
don't
if you're
see a
questioning
market
it, why are you
going
passing it
forward.
on
And I hope
to
that
1,000
Nintendo
people to
realizes
go,
this,
oh
because
yeah,
no
you're
matter
probably
how you
right.
develop a Switch Lite,
This
even if
video
you
was a
feel like
gigantic
sort of like
waste
the
of
Switch Lite
time.
OLED, like people have talked about that being something Nintendo could do. That again just has all the same problems we just went over.
These videos are
a
such
Switch
a
Lite
waste of
OLED is
time.
like, oh, it's the cheaper one, but it's
Oh, hey, they actually put like
luxury.
something cool on the
It's the cheaper
screen.
one,
though. That's
but it's a little bit better because it has the brighter screen. It's cheaper, but now it can't be cheaper because like that doesn't work out. And even if you say, okay, we're going to keep the
I don't know
$200
what
price
he's
point
talking
and
about.
just
He has
make it a
not
Switch
said
Lite
one
OLED, why? Why invest those
word
resources? Why
of
put a bigger screen?
pop-
And
like,
why lower Nintendo's
one
profit
fact.
margins?
It's all just
The people
maybe
buying a
this,
Switch
maybe
Lite
that.
know it's just a portable Switch. It can't dock. I don't think there is much market for an OLED Switch Lite, just as I don't think there's much market for a 5G Switch Lite, but let me know if I'm wrong. Anybody out there just jonesing for some OG 5G action up on their Switch, some cellular service on your Switch. Would anybody buy that plan? Why? Because everywhere, isn't it? Pretty much. I don't know. Maybe it's a U.S. bias. Maybe this would be more beneficial. Supposedly, according to the rumor, it's coming to Canada, Australia, UK, and Japan. Maybe it would be more helpful there. I'm not really as familiar, obviously.
It's not even
with
in the
those
US.
countries
That's
and how their
bizarre.
internet works, but I hope this. I don't think Nintendo needs
So
to
true.
do anything with the Lite. Let the Lite be Lite. Let it be simple, cheap, and the low end, still with good functionality. And then come on.
Come
You
on.
gotta upbeat
Come
it.
on, guy. Come
Go
on.
to the 2 or go whatever. If you're gonna do something new, if you're gonna make another one, we've kind of danced around for a while now. We did the OLED. We're doing the Splatoon OLED. We don't need to do another in between. It's like go, go, go. 2017 was ages ago.
Come on, guy.
Go, go, go. We need more power. All these companies can't get their games to work right. All right? They promise day and date and they can't make it happen for whatever reason. We need more power. Not portable 5G. All right, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thanks so much for watching, everybody.
We
Love
don't
you
need
a lot.
portable
Stay safe,
5G
stay healthy,
videos,
stay
I'll
happy,
say
stay
that.
positive out there. And until next time, my friends, interested to see what Nintendo does. Weird summer, strange times,
Oh,
big
God.
raw material boosts. What do you think? Until next time, though. Switch Force. Out.
Oh, Lord. Anyway, okay, so 5G Switch Lite. Alright, what else do we got? Here's the Spawn Wave
So
video.
there was this weird rumor that started to make the rounds over the last couple of days, and actually a lot of people reach out to me asking me what I thought about this, and I think it's because some other people started covering, I know even Sean did, talking about the idea of a Nintendo Switch Lite that had 5G support, so I guess
Right.
you could be connected anywhere.
He's
right,
gonna
if you're
think it's
playing on
stupid,
the
by the way, which I
system.
know
And
him.
thought
It's
about
not.
it a bit
He's
because
not.
it
He's not
sounds
gonna think that it's
ridiculous,
very
but
good.
this isn't necessarily the first time
You can tell by the
we've heard of a
trepidation on his
Switch
face. He's
that was
not
able to
interested. He's
connect
just like
wherever
me.
you
He's
are.
not
Guys,
interested
if you
in this
enjoy
shit.
these videos, make sure you hit that like button, helps out a ton. And if
Go
you're
with it.
here
Did I
for
do
Spawn
that?
Wave Plus channel,
I do like
make sure you
Spawn Wave, by the way.
subscribe down below. So first off, this is from 4chan, and
From
stuff
4chan? That's
4chan,
where Switch Force
most
got
of the
this from
time I just
4chan?
kinda
Oh,
go right by
God.
it. I mean, so much stuff gets posted up there, random like rumors that attempt to be started. And it's like
Oh, Lord.
most of them, it's pretty obvious that it's not a thing. Like it's not real. It's something that someone just fabricated and dropped there to see if I guess it would gain some traction. This one happened to, and maybe it's because of the ridiculous nature of it and the fact that Nintendo will do weird things like this. But here is the posting that's going around currently, saying that a new Nintendo Switch Lite is coming. I've made jokes, by the way, that there is a Switch Lite OLED that would get revealed instead of the Switch Pro. And the reason I've said that is because I
Freaking
think
Switch
of
Pro.
the
Here we go again with the
Nintendo
Switch Pro. There is no
Everyone's
Switch Pro.
expecting a revision or
There
a
is no
or
Switch
something,
Pro.
And they show up with the most Nintendo thing possible, a revision for the Switch Lite. Yeah.
TSM
Anyway,
cusses.
this
It is
starts
rare.
with
It
former
is rare.
Nintendo employee here with an exclamation
Clutches.
point saying,
I
"Nintendo
do
Nintendo
declare. I
and a
do
small tip
declare,
on what
Mr.
the next
Adam.
Switch hardware refreshes being worked on by Nintendo. The Switch Lite with support for cellular networks and a slightly bigger screen. It's tentatively named the Switch Lite 5.
Technically not a bad word how I used it.
I guess they would probably.
You're onto something.
I think most of us assume if they do like a new Switch that's capable of 4K, if it's a revision, they would probably.
By
just
the
call
way,
it
I have
Switch
said
4K
this
or something
before.
Like that. Like put that marketing in
You're
the title,
you're
it's
you're a
easier to
gentleman, Spawn Wave, but there is no gonna be no 4K
Switch Lite
Switch. I've explained this before. It's
5G.
just not technically
I feel like
possible
they
right
could
now.
just do like Switch Lite OLED, and that would probably sell better than Switch Lite 5G. It says supports 5G and 4G LTE networks in addition to Wi-Fi using the Qualcomm Snapdragon X55 5G modem, which sounds like they just
Yeah, small ones doesn't
grabbed
cost too much.
one of the more recent modems. They'll be going in like you can say in like tablets, even like an iPad or something that would have mobile connectivity. 10 to 20% bigger screen over the current Switch Lite. Planned for a spring of 2023 release.
I can't fathom picking this up as a YouTuber, to be honest. I have nothing against Spawn Wave at all, by the way. The thing with Spawn Wave is he has to God dang it. He has to cover a lot of content. Because he does like a daily news show. But he doesn't cover just Nintendo, at least. So, like, for the most part, he doesn't do too much clickbait. He doesn't do too much. I don't watch him that much just because I get tired of this rumor shit. Like, honestly, I just, the rumor shit gets old. Like the video. There we go.
Just me about this whole idea.
Don't demonetize
you
me,
have to
Spawn.
figure out a data plan, and with the Vita, when that was unveiled, it was only 3G, which you can't really do a lot with that. I think the most I used.
Yeah, the Vita did have 3G, by the way. That is true.
The mobile version with the
I owned.
3G.
Well, I don't own the 3G one. No, I own the Wi-Fi
I
one.
figure if I was gonna get one of them, I might as well get the one that at least has that option. And
I do own the Wi-Fi one, though.
I think I just used Near. It was like this program where you could see footsteps, see other people around you, and it was kind of like their version of, I guess, sort of like Street Pass. Anyway, 3G was not really at all leveraged with the Vita, and they tried to make it simpler by just choosing one company at the time. They picked AT&T, which wasn't a very popular choice if you remember how it was received on stage. Anyway, I had mentioned this in the first time we
I think they were booed or something.
Could have some sort of mobile connection when you're on the go with cellular.
I think the crowd booed them. But I don't remember for sure, but I feel like the crowd might have booed them.
The person was there because they got some things shockingly correct. Even like the weight of the Switch Joy-Cons and battery capacity. They mention a 4G version. There's a 4G console version confirmed. I feel like Nintendo, most likely, has played around with the idea of a connected Switch always. That would, of course, use cellular networks. I'm sure in their R&D department there is one that can do it now, but that doesn't necessarily mean it would ever see the light of day, because I feel like Nintendo would run.
So you're saying it's in their R&D department?
When it comes to the idea
that's like an intelligent BS.
And figuring out
Spawnwave, that's intelligent BS. That doesn't mean anything.
As simple as possible for people. So that's something Nintendo at least likes to try to do, is streamline everything and try to make it so it's easy at least to have a Switch that will be connected everywhere. And I think when you start,
you too, Small Moments. Thank you.
AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, etc., it becomes a bit of a figuring all of that out for the end user, let alone Nintendo. Also, I would believe that the reason that Nintendo would look to do some sort of Switch Lite revision is for the same reason they did the Switch OLED, which was to raise the price.
Have a good night, Small.
And people, of course, look at the OLED screen, they're like, well, obviously, it's got to go up in price because of the OLED. But Nintendo, I kind of think, was realizing everything that's been going on with inflation and parts getting more.
You too, yeah, absolutely.
And they wanted to figure out a way to get them.
I might be asleep for a long time.
In that case, I think Nintendo
I'll be awake at some point.
For a similar outcome with the Switch Lite, but they don't really need to do something with 4G or 5G. If anything, that would be maybe something they'd look into for the next system they decide to do. With the Switch Lite, it's easy. They just do an OLED screen, and that's kind of it. I feel like if they did a Switch Lite OLED, got rid of some of the bezel, right, and the screen just got larger because of that.
Get some of the bezel. Yeah, see, now, I like his ideas better. But I have to admit, this video and Zach's video are almost the same kind of video, you know, just from two different talking heads. Like, I don't feel like... He's also speculating, too. Like, he's doing that same, well, there's this Switch, and the 250, and then this, and that. He's doing the dance. And there's this, and there's that, and there's this, and it might be that, but it could be this. This is a rumor video, right? But maybe it's this, but maybe it's... It literally probably won't be any of that, and it'll be something completely different.
Either way, I don't believe Nintendo would look to do 4G or 5G. There's only so much you can do when you're capped by a data plan. There would only be a couple of gigabytes at the most. You're not downloading anything. Like Xenoblade Chronicles 3 was 15 gigabytes. I'm not downloading that over a 5G connection because I probably wouldn't even have enough data anyway. But you would at least be able to do things like activating your games, because remember, they still need to call to a server to make sure you can play those digital games on your Switch Lite if it's your secondary Switch. Until you get updates that are probably smaller, and even do some online games. Think of things like Pokemon, where it's turn-based or trading. That stuff you could do. So there is functionality
I guess,
Nintendo is interested
but
in pursuing.
I also just don't know.
To have an entire
I don't think this exists. I think that was proven that it doesn't. It was a 4chan leak, guys. Who is jumping on 4chan leaks? Like, that's my thing. Like, are you so desperate for, like, a content that you jump on a 4chan leak? And even if you're skeptical about it, like, why mention it at all? It just seems like it makes your channel less
the next generation.
You know,
So
and I don't watch him
thanks,
as
guys,
much
for
anymore
watching.
either, Spawn
I'll see
Moves.
you
Like, it
next
just
time.
seems like it makes your channel less legit if you just keep talking about these rumors that never come true. That's kind of my point here, I guess. If I'm making a point, and I'm even covering, then I love Switch Force and Spawn Wave. So it's like just kind of disappointing, I guess, that that's what we're sort of reduced to try to hit the algorithm, because they're just covering the hot topic. Let's see. Okay, this is fake. This is from Nintendo Prime.
Hey everyone, welcome to Nintendo Prime. Now you guys don't remember, the other day we talked about a
I don't feel like
4chan
Nintendo Prime
rumor
does a
was
lot of
floating out there.
clickbait, but
This
I don't
4chan
pay much
rumor
attention to this
dealt
channel,
with
and I'll be
a
honest.
brand new Nintendo Switch Lite called the Nintendo Switch Lite 5G. And this post was very well put together, and it sounded pretty believable in some regards, even though it sounded like a pretty stupid idea to me. Basically, it would be a Switch Lite that costs $50 more, has a bigger screen, essentially getting rid of the bezel, and would let
He's
you
also
connect to
quoting
popular
4chan.
cellular networks. And they mentioned that Nintendo had partnered with
Why
Verizon,
would you do that?
AT&T,
I don't
T-Mobile,
understand.
and a whole bunch of carriers in other areas as well, such as the UK, Japan, and Australia. And again, it was tinfoil hat time. I literally was wearing this thing. Now, I told you guys,
I love
really
it.
believe it.
Love it.
Some people actually thought it was a really, really good idea.
This guy's pretty
And
entertaining.
the thing is,
Best
I
video of
find
the 3 so
myself
far, by
at
the way, by
times
far.
in a position of privilege, and I don't mean the privilege of look at this amazing
I like
equipment
this
and all the things we're
I
able
actually
to
really
achieve
like
together
it.
because
I
I
like
have a
this video
YouTube
so
channel.
far.
I mean that I get access to information from direct sources at times
That's
due
not a
to
direct
my
source.
following, and these sources wanting to correct things that the common public are not aware of. And in this case, I got direct information related to this rumor that essentially calls the entire thing into question, and I would say this is essentially confirmation that no, a Switch Lite 5G is not coming. Not that you needed confirmation, but in case
So he's got a connection somewhere in the magical internet that tells him that this is fake. It's like a soap opera, right? It's like you got Switch Force and Spawn Wave going, this is gonna be this, this is gonna be this, this is gonna be this, and you got this guy come with a much more entertaining video, by the way. But now his angle is that he knows a guy that knows a guy that knows it's fake. It's just kind of ridiculous.
in case you did, it's really cool that I have
This is a
direct
good
access
video,
to this
though.
information.
Don't
So,
get me wrong.
What happened was an employee from a certain company reached out to me. Now, I will go into who this company is, but I will not reveal who the employee is, nor will I reveal how I verified who this employee was and
What?
verified the things they said, because naturally
I don't
this
think I
person is
believe
worried
this,
what if
but
there
I'll
is
listen.
a future partnership at
I'm
some
listening.
point years down
I'm
the
listening.
road. Don't want to get in trouble as well for talking about things that happen inside the company and how the company works, but I can go into some details here at least about what specifically debunks this rumor. So this person does work for T-Mobile, okay? And this person works in a department that
Okay.
deals with eSIM activation, okay? eSIM activation, they're essentially the things that are in your phones. A lot of phones come with built-in SIM cards, right? They're come with built-in SIM cards. A lot
Yes.
of the devices that are used on the go that aren't
He's going through a lot of rigmarole here, but an eSIM is basically an electronic SIM. It's not a physical card. End of explanation.
phones, like say a tablet, will often have a built-in eSIM. You have a laptop that you take on the go, it often has a built-in eSIM. Now you could still use physical SIM cards, but considering that you already have to put a physical
How long did that
cartridge
explanation
into
take
a
me, and how
Switch
long did
Lite,
it take
and you
him?
also put in
I
a
know he's trying to
physical,
stretch for a video, but good lord.
micro SD card, it's very highly likely that they would not go this route. The Vita back in the day used an eSIM. So this is extremely common that eSIM is the way to go, and it's really the
Right.
way of the future. Physical SIM cards are still a thing, right?
He's
I got my iPhone
100% right on
Pro
both
Max here.
accounts.
It takes a physical SIM card
But,
or an
you know.
eSIM. It could take either or. Same with the Galaxy S22 Ultra here, which
We're
I'm
launching
switching over
eSIM
to,
nationally.
right now, both
Nice.
my
Yeah,
phones
I
are down,
heard.
so I don't have any
I
connection
heard
to the
that
outside world
eSIM is a
except when I
thing
got my
now.
computer here, but what's interesting though is the information we got
No
here
physical
regarding
SIMs for
this
the
and
majority of
explaining
devices.
how this
Oh,
all
okay.
works
So it's.
and why
I guess it's an initiative then.
this is bullshit. So here
Thanks for
is
that
what's
context,
happening.
Farpoint.
Here are the
I am
details
not
I can
as
read.
dialed in the mobile
So,
industry these days.
I'm not going to go into
But I know that they
everything.
asked me to.
However,
When
this
I got my
person is an
insurance
engineer
replacement that I
at
told you
T-Mobile
about, they
that works
were
with
asking
device
me
activation,
to
which clearly
if I wanted to use an eSIM. So I was like, oh, they're starting to use eSIMs now.
You're going to have that out
So
there.
I knew you guys were
Have something
going to
that
start,
has
but I didn't know it was
activate with a
replacing
cellular network.
physicals.
This would be somebody who would be directly in the know about how this works. So if anyone's doing device activation from the device itself, or if it uses an eSIM. So this is the key part. If it uses an eSIM, or even if you have a physical SIM card sitting in your device, when you go to activate that SIM card, it would go through these processes. So
I still don't know what this
even
has to do
physical
with
SIM
the
cards
5G
would still
SIM
deal with
Switch
some of
Lite.
this.
Yeah,
And he
but
says,
I'm listening.
Our team facilitates that among the different partners. So again, these will be companies they work with. They have to facilitate that device activation.
Yes.
New projects are always at least a
Yes.
full year out once they get to our team. So by the time it gets
Yes.
to their team and they're working on the inner workings of this, the product's a year out. So if it's coming in spring of 2023, they would have already known about it, right?
Ah,
this is kinda saying,
so
hey, what if the
he's
time
debunking
frame,
the date. He
they
said
would
like
actually already know about
4
it.
minutes of
Does
word
know they
salad to
often
say
actually
he's
find out
debunking the date.
about it
Okay.
Before a year, but it's always been
Got
at
it,
least
dude.
a year. There's nothing that comes out in less than a year that their team doesn't
Just
know
these
about. that's
10-minute
gonna be
videos are exhausting
SIM
to
card
watch.
activation. All right. So they do have
I
projects.
can't do it.
obviously,
I'll
with
never
Google,
make
Facebook,
videos like
Apple,
this. I just
Microsoft,
can't do
Samsung.
it.
None of that's really surprising.
I'll
All the
never
big tech
babble about a
companies work with
topic
all the big
incoherently
cell phone
for 10
companies.
minutes for
That's
clicks.
not really
It's
too
like, it's
surprising.
so
And there's been zero interaction
annoying.
between T-Mobile and Nintendo, or
It's not this guy's
product
fault.
team.
It's what
So,
YouTube makes you do, I guess, but
people
I'm
take
just
the
not going to
requirements
do
of
it.
parties and hand them a list.
I'm going to
And
make a
the best
10-minute
one, yeah,
video
so
like a
the team
live
that
stream.
hands
Instead,
them
something
the
has,
stuff,
it's just
yeah,
more
they don't
content.
really have
Or a
any,
reaction video.
you know,
But
information here.
I feel
either.
like
So, it could be
rambling for 10
possible
minutes
that
about,
they're doing a 5G switch Lite.
you know what
Only
I
if it's
mean?
still
Like,
using a
oh my
physical
god, you
SIM,
could cover this
but
in
then
30
obviously it
seconds.
would
It's like,
have
it's
to
just,
not be
that's
activated
what
through the
gets me
device, which
frustrated is just,
that would make no sense. That basically mean you activate the SIM like on your phone and then you put it in this. That's just that would be absolutely asinine. So I have doubts, and I do agree that some comments I read from you that hey, this whole idea is stupid as hell. Anyways,
it's just not
and
something
that's
you
it.
should be
There's
doing 10
additional
minutes
details
on. That's, I
from
was like,
conversations that went on,
maybe throw
because
it
I
in
was
with
going to
another
verify
topic. I
all
mean,
this to make sure
I couldn't
it's
do
all
10
good, but
minutes on it.
here is
I mean, I would
the
feel
general
like,
gist of what I just said.
I would feel like a
T-Mobile, one of the listed
an
partners
idiot
for this, has
if I
no
tried to do that.
clue
Whoa!
what
Whoa!
is talking about. There is no ongoing partnership to release a 5G Switch Lite or Switch.
This
anything
guy's
on
mad
any
about this
sort of
4chan
Nintendo
rumor.
device in the next year. There's nothing happening. Okay, and because there's nothing happening with them, it's highly likely there's nothing happening with Verizon or AT&T as well. And if you guys work at Verizon or AT&T and you are willing to divulge these details to me, you can feel free to reach out. Keep you as private as I can. I have to give a little bit of information to.
Oh,
so
he
people know,
wants
like,
to be
hey,
an
like,
informer.
This is where it comes from. These are maybe the departments. So you understand the validity of this. I can't just say, oh, an AT&T
That's just rumor
employee.
culture.
Well,
I get that it's
salesperson on the
popular,
floor, you're
but
not
oh
gonna
my
do
god,
shit.
it
So,
sucks.
Again, it's going to be one of those situations where there's got to be a little bit of background, but I'm not going to give you away. All I know is I love when this happens, and this happens because I'm in the position I'm in, and that is a position
turn some
of being
lights on
someone
here
that has a
finally.
following, does get some views, and because of that, people that work at these companies will sometimes reach out to verify or deny.
He
certain
just said all
rumors.
this.
And
He
in
just and
cases
this
like
is the
and
same.
It's been a while since we've had this
Okay.
happen.
This is the same circular talk that Zach from Switchforce does, where he's like, already said all of this, but then he's circling back. He's looking at his timer. He may, in fact, be right in this frame. If you look at his face, he may, in fact, be looking at his timer to see how much longer he has to stretch this video. I am 95% sure that's what he's doing. Like, for real though, like, why do we need to talk about this for 10 minutes? He's literally come back, back on your live streams. Oh, welcome back. Welcome back, Angel and Andrew. Nice to have you back. We're also streaming Xenoblade Chronicles in about, 20 minutes, 10 minutes. So stick around. I won't be on screen for that one, but I will be for this one. New sub, Switch Farce is just that, a farce. Welcome, Vegas Mark 725. Thank you for your sub. We are honored to have you here, and we will not do what Zach does, I promise. So your sub is in good hands. Sorry, guys, I gotta turn some light on. It got dark on me all of a sudden. Alright, there we go. That should be better, much better. Alright. So yeah, welcome, Vegas Mac. Thank you for joining. the stream. I appreciate it. We will. We're gonna keep watching this Nintendo Prime video, and we're gonna keep looking for 5G Switch Lite videos because they're funny. This one's been pretty hilarious. He's gonna talk for another 3 minutes. I have no effing idea what he's gonna talk about for 3 minutes, but we're gonna go ahead and let him talk.
We finally have verification that I can physically look at on my screen right now, can physically see that clearly Nintendo is not working with T-Mobile, which means the rest of the rumor is probably a bunch of
He
bullshit.
wants a lot of credit for
T-Mobile
this,
was listed
man,
as
for
one of the
debunking a
partners.
4chan
Again,
rumor.
it's
Good
4chan,
God.
It's anonymous. Anybody can say
Right,
anything.
but I mean,
The
why are
person's
you
not a
even
former
making the
employee of
video?
Nintendo. And you might go, you want to argue it, hey, well, maybe they were wrong about T-Mobile, but they're right about the rest. No. If one aspect is proven to be a complete lie, the rest of it probably is as well. Remember, this is unverified rumor, and this is verified information. This is information I can verify. Maybe you don't trust me. That's fine. Don't trust me. I can't make employees out themselves and put their jobs on the line. All I can tell you is it's bullshit. And if you want to come at me for it, come at me, bro. I can provide a little bit more information, maybe potential screenshots and
Why mess up a
other
good thing?
potential
Yeah, it might
things.
happen someday,
If
but you know,
really need that, I'm trying my best.
I don't
to
think
keep
this
person
guy's
as
evidence
anonymous
is
as
great
possible.
though
That's
either.
all we had enough that we could say
Honestly,
works
I
for
think
this
he's just
company
trying
and this
to
department, but the department
trying to
has,
get some
you know,
clicks
many,
off
many
of the
people in it,
5G
so,
Switch Lite without having to
good
say
luck
it's
trying to
real.
narrow it down.
It's just
I'm
another.
saying, for the love of all that is holy and all that is integrity, I cover rumors all the time, and I often don't get verification on things. I got verification here. It's fake. I love my job. Can I say I love being a content creator? I love being able to
I do
just,
too, but boy,
yeah,
I don't like
that was
talking about what you're
garbage,
talking
and
about.
Here's why. I'm so glad. Thank you. I saw so many other come out whenever these rumors crop up.
Okay, so
Please get a
now
hold of me.
he's
When
gone.
I put
He's
out
gonna
a
just
rumor
thank
and
people
I'm
for a
covering it,
minute
please
30.
Get a hold of me if you have direct information.
Look at
that
he's
can
thanking
basically
people for a
debunk
minute
the
30,
rumors.
guys.
It's really important to me that we not only
1
cover
minute,
rumors,
30
but
seconds.
actually can find some factual information out there to know if we should actually be giving this rumor more run than it is. Imagine that
You
this
shouldn't
just
be
kept
talking
flying
about
and
it
we
at all.
decided to
It's
talk
not
about
a
Switch
thing.
Lite 5G on the podcast.
The
Let's just
rumor is not a
continuing
thing.
to
It's
give
not a
this
thing. It's
rumor
not
run.
happening. It's not a thing.
Instead,
It's not
if it comes
happening.
up at
Okay.
all, I get to laugh
Now
at
he's.
how the absurdity
Now,
of
I can't do
fake
this
rumor.
video anymore. It's just like a Switch Force video. I can't do it anymore. Okay. Let's see here. Is there any more of these Switch? Let's try just 5G Switch. Let's see. What other videos are there? Let me look on a browser here and see if I can find anything else. 5G Switch Lite is fake, and here's the proof. We saw that one. Oh yeah, here's another one. I got another one. There's another one. There's more, guys. This is from Drip Media Gaming. So hold on. So we're gonna copy the link real quick. Alright, so we're gonna do here, I'm gonna change the browser source real quick. Just give me a moment. And we're gonna watch, there's another video, guys. Aren't you excited?
Lately, everybody has been talking about a Switch Pro, a new Switch on the horizon.
Everybody, I don't
There's
talk
something
about that
coming.
shit.
We've seen rumors about something coming
Be for
later
yourself.
this year, at the end of the year. Possibly, we thought maybe we'd see something in July. That's usually when they announce new hardware, if they're going to do it. That's where we saw the Lite. That's where we saw the OLED. But this July came and went. We saw nothing. We are into August, and there's a new rumor, and this one I have to say is very, very interesting because it's actually something that we've been talking about on this channel for quite some time. Now, again, this is just a rumor. We don't actually know if this is coming. But
No kidding.
I've seen a lot of people start to cover this, and it's, like I said,
I love when a
something
Switch
we've
Pro
been
rumor
talking
channel
about,
puts a
something
fake
I think is
Chinese
going
Switch
to
on
happen
thumbnail.
with the
Yeah.
Switch family before we see a Pro.
So
and that
true.
is a new Switch Lite.
Seen that a
So
lot, too.
What we have right now, it looks like whoever this is put
That's
this
funny.
out, it's written very well. I'll try to get a link so you can just see exactly what it is. I'll put that down below. But essentially, what it's saying is that we are getting a new Switch Lite sometime in early 2023, and that kind of lines up with exactly what we've been hearing.
He's
Again,
using this
we don't know if
wonderful
any of this
stock
is
footage
true.
that
We'll
Zach
see,
uses,
but it
but you
does
guys
line
just
up
play
with
off
all
the
these
same
things we've been
playbook,
hearing.
huh?
So there's that.
Goodness,
The new
these guys
Switch
just
Lite,
copy
and
each
it's going
other.
to have a 20,
No one
what
has
is it, 20 to
no one has a
30%
freaking
bigger
original bone in their body anymore, dude. That's the same crap that Zach does. I mean, it's just like put up stock footage. It's so lazy.
screen.
Lazy.
I think I may be off on that, but it's going to have a
Bad
bigger screen.
YouTube.
This says nothing about OLED, but I would imagine if they're going to put a bigger screen in this thing, they're probably going to go ahead and move to the OLED screens just like they did.
His
with
back
other
shot
Switch.
looks
I don't
great.
see
His
really
backdrop.
any
Just
reason to
leave
keep
that
those
up. You
old
don't need to
screens,
put this.
especially if they're going
No,
to use
stop.
bigger. You're not using
Stop
OLED.
it.
You might as well update these
Stop.
to OLED as well. So I would imagine that it's OLED. It doesn't say that in this
Please.
leak, whatever you want to call
Killing
it,
me.
but I would imagine that would be the case. Looks like we're dealing
Stock
with
footage
a
is
price
killing me.
point of $250, which is pretty much what we've been talking about. A new Switch Lite with an OLED screen, if that's what it has. We've already said probably.
Does it make you
$250,
feel like you have a
maybe
news
more.
channel when
The
you do
OLED
this?
was more.
It's just
This is gonna
so
be a
lame.
New variant of the Lite makes sense. $250. But the biggest part
Either
about
talk
all of
over
this is
all
what they're
footage,
saying the
or
name
I mean,
of
you
this
can
is
mix
going to be.
footage
They're
in,
saying
but
this
don't
is
be
going to
lazy.
the
Capture the
Switch
footage,
Lite
make it
5G.
compelling.
So
You
they're
know, just
saying
like
this
put-
thing's going to have 5G
Just saying, it's just
built
stock
in.
footage.
If
It's
you've
just
been paying
horrible.
attention, you've probably seen that I reposted on the community tab a video that I did 2 years ago talking about 5G on the Switch. And we're going to come back around to that because I do want to talk about how I feel about this.
Why would he have been talking about 5G on the Switch 2 years ago? Like, for what actual possible reason? I don't know.
Entire situation, but from what it looks like, from what we're
This
being told
guy's
with all the information
showing
we have,
hand-drawn
which is
Switch
not a lot,
5Gs would be more
it might
creative.
not be
Yeah,
true, but it looks
anything.
like whatever service
Even if
you're
they
gonna
showed
have, looks like
AliExpress or
it's
something,
AT&T,
I would give them credit. But this is
Verizon,
just like,
T-Mobile, but you're not actually going to
this
have
is
to go
literally
get
just
a
like a
plan from
direct,
them
or
if you don't want to. You're not gonna have to
I
walk
think
into
this
AT&T
is like
and do it. It
the
looks like they're
original
gonna
Switch
bundle it
direct
in
or
with
something.
the
Like,
Switch
what the
with
hell
Lite.
is
So
this?
will they put it, as another tier?
It's not even
with the
relevant
Switch Online
footage.
stuff? Maybe that would probably make sense if they're going to do another tier. You would have.
Well, they might be able to do this. Maybe they could do that. This is speculation. Well, maybe they'll go and build a 6G Switch. Maybe they'll make a Switch Ultra Premium Pro. Maybe they'll go 450 with that. Who cares about this speculation? Like, it's based on nothing.
Everything else.
Like,
plus
who
your-
cares
your
about what
yearly
your speculation
subscription
says?
for
Like,
your
I
5G.
I
Obviously,
want
that's the
facts
way I would
and
go.
information.
I already have the expansion pack, so adding whatever that is on top of that would probably be fine for me. But a lot of people are saying I don't need 5G on my Switch. I'm never
Yes.
anywhere where
We
I
don't need
have
5G on our
Wi-Fi.
Switch. That's correct.
And that's the thing. A lot of people really aren't. And I can see this not being a thing that some people would really care about, because you say, oh, well, I'll just, I'll hook it up to my phone. If we're in the car on a trip, wanting to play something, if I have 5G on my phone, I should be able to just hook my Switch right up to that and everything's fine, right? Yeah, I mean, that totally works. A lot of people don't need this, but to have that and not have to use...
All right, he's about halfway through this video, guys. I don't know what the heck. Any guesses about what he's going to talk about the rest of the time? Is he going to go is he going to go do circular? I'm really breaking down the tail of the tape with these YouTubers. I now have 1,250 subscribers, which is not a lot, but I have been doing this for a while, and I can tell you, I know all these tricks. The circular talking. I don't do that. I mean, I could do that. I'll be like, yeah, so welcome to Michael Experiment, everybody. So I heard there's a 5G Switch Lite coming out. They said on 4chan. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, 4chan said that a 5G Switch Lite is coming out. And they might do that. Oh, did you guys hear about 4chan and the 5G Switch Lite? They just do this for 10 minutes. And it's a little more elegant than what I just did, but you get the idea. It would make me sick to even actually really do it. So, you get what I'm saying.
It kind of takes a step out of it. And another thing that I brought up in that video, we'll talk about this. 5G is something that we don't have in the United States.
Former Nintendo hires and moved in their HQs. Yeah, at least they would have, like, they'd be an expert witness then, right? But they're not. They're just random dudes. Look, this guy is cool and everything, but this guy is a random bro. I am not sitting here looking to my Nintendo news from some random bro. He looks pretty broed out. He doesn't seem like he's an insider. He's using stock footage. channel's name is Drip Media Game. I'm just saying.
5G is in most major cities now. I know I'm not in a major city, but we have 5G here, and in some places the 5G, not here, but in some places the 5G is faster than the internet I have in my home. And the internet I have in my home is plenty enough to play video games. I can play anything online. I can
So he's
download
talking about
games. And another
just
thing
what
that I can
5G
do pretty
is
well on
and what he can
this
do on
internet
5G,
here is play
which
cloud-
has nothing to do with the subject at all.
games. Things like
Oh, this video is
xCloud,
such
things like-
clickbait.
I don't-
Oh
I
my
played
god.
Control on
New
the
Switch
Switch
coming
through
soon
the
with
cloud.
Lite. Yeah, this
That
is
one ran
clickbait.
fine.
Also,
Guardians
this is
of the Galaxy,
horrible,
not so
horrible
much.
clickbait.
There's a few more I've played that were cloud versions.
This is some
not so
bad,
great. I
like,
don't know why Control ran
Switch
better
Force
than the
before I
other
put
did.
them on
Either
blast.
way, xCloud is
Clickbait.
something, if you're hooked
You're
up
welcome,
to the
Switch
internet,
Force
not
fans,
on
by the way,
Wi-Fi, especially,
for
at
Zach
the
changing
time
his
when I was
titles.
playing
You're
that
welcome.
here, it's basically LTE, 4G LTE, not 5G. It's better now. It would probably be a
Search
better
Switch Force
experience now.
clickbait.
But
My
imagine
video's
not only
number
being able
2.
to play these games
He
online,
changed
you'll be
that
able to
because of
play
our video
Mario
in
Kart
part.
wherever
So
you're at.
I
You'll
don't.
be able to
He'll never
invite
say
your
it,
friends
but
over to your Animal Crossing
he saw
island,
that
wherever
video.
you're at. You can play Fortnite with your friends, wherever you're at. Even if you're in the car on a trip, you know, young kids who want to play online with their friends on a trip. This is perfect for something like that. Again, you could hook up to your phone, but especially if it's your kids in the back,
Hey.
you really want them tethered to your phone. I mean,
What
you know,
is
it's a
this
lot
guy
to do.
even
I think
talking
it does
about?
have its place. It's not for everybody, but I think something that we're forgetting too is we are seeing a lot of cloud games on the Switch. We're seeing a lot of cloud.
Well, something that we're forgetting too is we're seeing a lot of cloud games on the. I'll give you this. That is the first piece of logic that out of the, what is this? 5 minutes and 39 seconds of rambling. Okay, there's cloud games. That's a better reasoning, but again, no one buys them. So, I mean, I don't think they're going to make a whole Switch just for people to buy cloud games. So.
Me included at this point, not a huge
Better than
fan
most of what
that,
I've heard
but
so far, but
imagine if they
not
do
even
get
really
this
a
better,
thing.
And if we do see something like as good as xCloud runs, these games on 5G, they run really nicely. It's very smooth. From what I hear, Stadia does an even better job. Is Stadia still a thing? Is that around? Everybody talk about that in a while. They still around? I don't know. I'll look into that. Anyway, I heard their
Could
stuff
have
was really
researched
good
it.
too. So that's the thing. We've seen it done.
Okay, so he's doing all these cuts, right? To do all these cuts, it's just so frustrating watching YouTubers sometimes. He's doing all these cuts, and then he goes, Stadia still a thing? Bro, you don't have your phone right there, so you in between your million cuts that you're doing, you can go, what is Stadia? Is it still free? I mean, it's the lazy. These videos are the laziest things I've ever seen in my life. They're just so freaking lazy.
Investors meeting 3 years ago. I think they were asked in an investors meeting.
I mean, we can't all be
potential
Mr. Beast when it
5G,
comes to
and
not
it
being
said,
lazy
you know,
in videos, but this
basically
guy
at the
is just
time,
it's so
it was
lazy.
probably too expensive
He
and
sat in
something that
front
they
of this camera, and he did all these, you know, he's doing this YouTube 101 thing, these quick hot takes, and it's working for him. He has 30,000 subscribers, I guess, or something. It's working for him, but the content, and it is what works, but I refuse to do it because the content is garbage that is produced from it. I want my content, I want people to be able to go back to my content if I die, if after I'm gone, and go, hey, that was some pretty good content. I mean, can you really be proud of going back to this in 10 years from now? Not really.
They also said that they were looking into
Yeah,
it,
lots of cuts.
and
It's just
I
too
really
much.
honestly think this is probably what we're going to
That's
see.
just too
It
much.
makes sense. This is the next evolution
That's
of
too-
the
too
handheld.
many
You know, we
cuts.
saw Sony do this. What was it? The Vita? Did the Vita have Wi-Fi? They had it through, like, I don't know, T-Mobile, I can't remember. But
T-Mobile,
Sony did
bruh.
this. It was just way too early. I think we
Just
were on
way
3G
too early,
at the
bruh.
time. Not even close. Not even close. But we're there now. 5G is something that we can actually use to game out wherever we are. We can download
Game
games.
out?
We can play with our
Is that like
friends online.
rocking
We can
out?
Play cloud-based games. It's happening right now.
I think
We're
that's
seeing
like
people
rocking out.
with
Gaming
gigabit
out?
speed on
Game
phones,
out, bro.
on 5G. So this is something I think it's very interesting. I see a lot of people who keep saying that this is not something we need, not something we should be looking into. We should be getting a Pro. I agree. I'd like to see a Pro, but at the same time, I'd love to see them implement.
Oh,
this
Review Tech
5G
USA did one
into
too.
the Switch and maybe
Oh yeah, we got.
get
This will be the
Pro
last
as
one
well.
we'll look at.
For me, for the future of everything, this is the way it's all gonna go.
We
Why
got. I
not
haven't looked
put
at a
it in
Review
there?
Tech
And then,
USA video.
let's
I like
get-
Review Tech USA.
You know, the other things we've been waiting
It's
on,
very
just
funny.
normal stuff like Netflix, like Disney Plus. That'd be great. For
This
me
guy
right
actually
now,
makes
those things don't
content
matter
that we're
on the
gonna go
Switch
look at
because
right
I
now.
don't need them at home. I need them, out when I'm not.
You watch
here.
how he
I
does
don't
this
wanna look at
video.
that stuff on my phone.
Okay,
I
this
wanna
guy
watch
is
videos
not
on
is
my
very
phone if
lazy
I'm
that
out
we're watching now.
doing something.
Watch the difference between this video that we just watched. The build new live stream. Okay, Angel and Andrew, sounds good. We'll be doing more game streams soon. This is just my reaction stream, and then I'll be playing Xenoblade Chronicles a little later as well, if you get time to stop by. But yeah, have a good night. Okay, so basically, that last video that we saw was pretty lazy. This video will be less lazy. I hope. I like Rich.
You're a large bird, but you
Don't
need
disappoint
hearing.
me, Rich.
You're like over the size of Ricardo and Carlos. You could eat them and you could still have room. Large bird.
So far, so good.
Hey everybody, your favorite man with an ass is now on Cameo. Your own personalized video message sent directly from me to you. Link to my Cameo below.
Maybe I'll have to have him on the channel via Cameo. That would be cool.
God, I'm sick and
I might
tired
do
of
that.
talking about Switch Lite, Switch Pro.
Hit us up.
Switch
Hit up.
whatever
Review
rumors,
text
but here I
Cameo,
am
by the way.
talking
He's
about
really cool.
more, because the rumor mill won't stop. Probably a lot of these rumors are complete crap, but Nintendo, you should take the hint. People are telling you they want some kind of new, upgraded Switch model
He's right
where
about
it
that.
has superior graphics performance. It just they
There's
want
clearly
it.
a demand. There's no
Like,
doubt.
Nintendo, come on. We're going. It's August of 2022. Put out a new Switch, a more powerful one, or everyone just get a Steam Deck. Either one.
I want a Steam
You know,
Deck.
well, I can't say that you can emulate your Switch games on the Steam Deck, and it works pretty well.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't say
Oh,
that.
Nintendo. I think I see Shigeru Miyamoto about to hang glide into my window. Oh my god, he's naked. No, he's not really there. He's not naked. It's fine. So I have this in the title. I don't know how much less clickbait I can be, even though people are still going to say it's clickbait. Because
Totally
it's the
not
internet.
clickbait.
But yes, this is a rumor. It's almost
He's
guaranteed
very
this is
careful. That's
gonna
not
happen,
clickbait.
but sometimes these rumors with Nintendo do happen, and it also just kind of seems like something stupid that Nintendo would do that no one's.
It's a
asking
dark
for.
joke, Farpoint.
Anyway, so this new Switch Lite model, this stems from Reddit. Again,
Yes.
as rumor comes. Look at me doing tremendous Donald Trump.
Yes.
Tremendous dumps. Well, anyway, this comes from Reddit
I
leaks and rumors.
thought it was from
It
4chan, but
posted by
I can't keep up
Johnny
with these rumors.
Nitro and
Johnny Nitro, you guys are taking Johnny
Lite
Nitro.
5G.
Posted the Johnny
No
Nitro.
upgraded Tegra X1 and not going to a new processor.
Johnny
where it's gonna be full.
Nitro.
It's just going to have 5G connectivity. So if
Johnny
you have
Nitro
5G,
here, and we're here to talk about the
5G,
Nintendo Switch
have
Pro.
internet
Make sure you like and subscribe for more
If we're
Johnny
talking 5G
Nitro.
Ultra wide bandwidth, you have like 3 feet. It's fun. Anyway, here are the rumors that are out there. Again, this is coming from Reddit, but it's gaining some traction.
Red.it.
and I want to give my take on it. Nintendo Switch Lite 5G could be the final title. Spring 2023 release, priced at $249 US. Oh god. Supports 4G LTE, which I assume because 5G nowhere near prevalent enough for it to just be 5G, and 5G cellular networks alongside Wi-Fi. Said to support AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon in the US with curated data plans and bundles, also including Switch Online subscriptions.
Right.
This is the Snapdragon X55 5G modem. Interesting, that's very specific. 10 to 20% increase in screen size.
But the one other guy on YouTube said it can't be true because T-Mobile said there was no SIM cards in 2023. So, no. I think you're wrong, Rich.
Suck up that battery. It's gonna suck on it. Suck it down. Suck. I feel like this is the Vita. Remember when the Vita first came out? It had 3G.
Him and RGT85 made me laugh the most at it, any
Dark
YouTubers.
Stage. It's even with 4G connectivity on the Switch Lite 5G, if it even ends up being a thing. Again, this is a super vague rumor.
Right.
Where are you gonna play? Where do you play? Dude, you could go to a doctor's office, you could go to a dentist, you could literally go to a grocery store and sign into their high-speed internet.
Yes.
Wi-Fi is everywhere.
Right,
Wi-Fi
it's-
is up this large. Yeah, I'm talking Wi-Fi 6 right here in this hole. Like, why do you need, like, what, for the one time?
This is the best one of all of them.
Years where you're like, gee, I wish I had some connectivity while I'm in the middle of the ocean with Tom Hanks in whatever goddamn movie he was in. What was it?
Okay.
Where he had Wilson.
Now, I was 100% right about this video. Do you see the content? He's writing jokes. These jokes are not off the cuff. He's writing these jokes. He's not like that other bro that was just sitting there broing for like 10 minutes and talking about absolutely nothing. That video is lazy. This video is brilliant, and that's the difference between these two videos. It's okay to talk about this if you want to. I'm not saying you can't talk about the 5G Switch Lite rumor. I mean, I don't want to talk about it, but Rich does a daily show, and he's full-timer YouTuber. But instead of being lazy, he took this topic and did something entertaining with it. Best video.
His companion, it was a volleyball that he painted a face on it. Wilson,
Right.
Castaway.
Yes.
Like, where do you need to have?
I would also like to point out this video is only 7 minutes and 52 seconds long. He's not pushing a 10-minute video on you. He's not saying, oh, well, I'm going to make this video 10 minutes long to get my money. He's like, all this needs is 752. That's all it gets.
Cellular connection on your Switch Lite. And the screen, really? Is it going to be OLED? Like, Nintendo, I understand. Look, Player Essence says this all the time. It's a valid point.
Excuse me.
If you are more into Nintendo's IPs, you're gonna lean more towards the Switch. But for the third-party guys like Dad here, who has birds on the table, I like the third-party games. And the Steam Deck has kind of scratched that itch for me.
Yeah,
where
the
Nintendo
Steam Deck
stopped
is
scratching
awesome.
that itch. Shigeru Miyamoto is no longer going, Rich, I'm scratching your third-party itch. I'm scratching it for you. It's
That's a great point, by the way.
because now the Steam Deck takes it over. Power Wash Simulator. Weird game to like, but I love it. You sit there cleaning a whole bunch of stuff with a power washer, playing that on the Steam Deck. Maybe it'll come to the Switch one day, but
But by the time it
this
did,
is
you
what I
you could have had it on the
always
Steam
said.
Deck right away. Yeah, no, I mean the Steam Deck is
For a
great.
Successful platform in Nintendo's own
I wish I
history
could
has
have
proved
one
it.
now.
You need to have third-party games and first-party games. And because Nintendo's Switch hardware is getting really old, there's less third-party games coming to it, less AAA third-party games. So if you don't have those two, go to the first-party games and third-party games to give you a sound foundation, the foundation becomes shaky.
Right.
I know the Nintendo Switch is wildly successful. It is Nintendo's best-selling home console, if you want to call
Yes.
it a home console.
That's right.
But stop being comfortable, Nintendo, and don't screw up the next Switch. Don't overthink it. Don't include like a haptic feedback butt plug. Just a more powerful Switch with more durable Joy-Cons.
He
and
wrote
give
that
it better
joke too.
graphical
I'm telling you.
capabilities, and everyone will be
He
happy.
writes these
Don't
jokes.
overthink it. And I hope this 5G revision is just not a thing, because who the hell wants 5G on a Nintendo Switch Lite? It's unnecessary. And the price point, $250, you're better off just buying a vanilla Switch at that point. Just
Yeah.
buy the vanilla Switch. Just buy the Nintendo
Sounds
Switch,
delicious,
the
by the
regular
way.
vanilla one, not the OLED one. It's $50.
Anyways, this has been reacting to the 5G videos. So if you want to see more reactions,